Hi, I'm Dr. Christopher Ho, and I'd like you to hear from a few of my friends about a project I've been working on. It's something that's been missing in dentistry until now. It's practice management software designed by dentists for dentists.
Well, I think I have to think back to the beginning, because when it comes to practice management softwares, I think whenever you start using something new, it can be quite difficult. And what I found was, being a relatively young clinician, has really been the fact that none of the softwares look as though they're made for the 21st century. Maybe the 20th century, but not really for now.
Yeah, look, I think previous softwares have always been difficult to learn, to onboard with our team, to customize. And I think just the clunkiness, having to go through and basically do a degree to be able to learn these softwares.
There's buttons everywhere. There's no really sort of minimalistic interface, and there's no drag and drop function. It takes a long time to sort of put in templates and edit my referrals.
They're not responsive enough. They're more in an acquisition phase, so they sort of don't respond to requests as fast as we would like. Multiple users going in the file at the same time, being locked out, not being able to operate at the same time, not having enough flexibility.
A little bit clunky, a little bit old school, and it's missing a few key features that I would want. CRM integration that is sorely missing from our current software.
One of the problems that we have is trying to get all of the data that we collect to make sense. If it doesn't integrate together into a summarized or an easy to use fashion, it's meaningless to us.
They haven't really cared much about communication with the patient or making it easier for the girls at the front desk to be able to bill. So it's been a slow, cumbersome system.
To be able to access them, we need a computer to be set up with VPN or things like TeamViewer. And there's a big mental hurdle to actually connect over, because there is always the risk of database corruption and someone else may be using that computer at the same time.
It just doesn't look nice. So sometimes when you're presenting the software to a patient, when you're showing them a treatment plan, for example, it just doesn't look quite like the rest of the practice, and it can be a little bit outdated.
We're looking for something that's really integrated into the practice, where my staff will love using it, we will love using it, and for the first time, our patients will also appreciate using it, because they want to be able to make appointments, make inquiries. We want the software to have enough intelligence behind it, such that it can actually prompt our patients where, it's been several years since your last mouth guard. How do you feel about it? Do you maybe need to consider having a new one made?
Generally, my clinical record keeping is really important, because I see a lot of new patients. So we start from scratch with a lot of new patients. It's got to be quick to use.
In the instances where we have to transfer records to other places, we want to have that ability to do that without having issues of your software doesn't mix with our software, or your images don't mix with our images.
What we're really looking forward to is something that's simple, efficient, and it's going to save me time. Because if it saves us time, we're going to be able to have, our practice is going to be run more efficiently. And as a practice, that's what you're looking for.
It's been really good. It's been easy, to be honest, is the best way that I would describe it. It's intuitive, it's simple, like most modern softwares are nowadays. It's sort of plug and play. We didn't have a staff training session. Our staff are young, they know how to use different softwares, and they just picked it up day by day, just learning bit by bit.
Everything is now integrated. You have online bookings, your charting, all your treatment plans, and also the automation. For example, patients will automatically be sent videos or emails or messages based on certain treatments that they might have had. So for example, if a patient has had, a crown or an implant or even a splint, they may be sent tailored specific videos giving instructions or reminders that they may need a checkup or some sort of maintenance.
In this day and age, it's all about keeping in contact with your patients. Patients want to feel that they belong to the practice. And I think this software really goes a long way towards creating that feeling for us and our patients.
I'm really loving that it's cloud-based. That provides so much flexibility For example, if I've had a really long day, I can just kind of call it quits, go home, continue my notes at home, or I can just revisit patient files, photos, records.
Things like charting, and I've never seen anything that has allowed us to do something like customizing positions of teeth. Something that we've been asking for a long time, but it always came to that simple, 5-unit grid, and you just clicked it, pressed it, and just accepted that that's where it was.
In our practice, it is very important for me and also other specialists within the group to be able to mentor and coach our associate. Zavy360 allow us to access the treatment provided by the doctors in terms of item numbers, what sort of services that they provide, any weakness that they have in treatment planning, so we can coach, mentor, and guide our associate to be more efficient and be able to provide more comprehensive treatment plan.
We have a 3-page, really long medical history form that takes 10 minutes for most patients to do. The fact that patients can now do that from home before they get to the appointment just saves a lot of time for both us and them. They don't have to sit around and fill out this form when they get here. We don't have to sit around waiting for them and killing clinic time. I would rather spend that time face-to-face with the patient, either clinically or just building my relationship with that patient, understanding their needs.
First of all, I think that Zavy's been designed with the end in mind. So it's been designed for the end users, a bit the way that we design our treatment plans, with the end in mind and then work backwards. So I think that it's been developed by clinicians and the way that we think as clinicians. So number one, I think that's the most important thing.
I think one of the biggest pluses for Zavy360, because I've been following the development very closely, has been the fact that there are dentists behind the development of Zavy.
Zavy's really launched dental software into the 21st century. We're 2022, and we finally have a dental software that we deserve.
It is clear that dentists have had a significant input into the way they think software should be developed. It's quite surprising that it has taken this long for people to realize that software should augment and help dentists in their daily clinical lives, and it shouldn't be dentists having to accommodate the software. So I am very, very thrilled to see that this software will make that happen.
So as you can see, I'm very excited about Zavy360 and what it can do to take your practice to the next level.